Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange Apollo, bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world.
What's up, everybody? This is Ted Karras of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincy Hat, and you're watching Bengals and Brews.
Yeah, you are. And that Ted Karras got another year extension, boys.
Yes.
Back. Stability.
Perfect timing for that awesome intro right there, right?
No doubt. And we can use it all this year and all of next year if we fucking choose to. So, hell yeah. I'm glad. I know he's older, but, man, he's honestly played some of his best football, especially as a pass protector, just over the past year. So, if he can keep that, and he looked good in preseason, I thought as well. So no signs of decline for the man, Teddy K. So happy to have him back another year. You guys' thoughts on that before we get into over-unders?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, that was just one person to get taken care of. He was consistent. He was like one of our only good offensive line we've had the last couple of years. Good guy, Teddy is. I don't think we need to get too into detail about the Cincy Hat. I mean, I think we can all agree this was a no-brainer right here for only for $5 million. I mean, that's a bargain right there. That just shows you how much Teddy wants to be here. I mean, to me, this is an A+ sign, no-brainer A+ signing.
Yeah, Can we shut up about not signing 30-plus-year-olds? We signed 4 in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
The ghosts, let's not talk about Andrew Whitworth anymore. I'm tired of that. Let's not talk about Jesse Bates anymore. Stop living in the past. It's a new day. Great signing, great pass protector. Calls out the blocking, identifying people pre-snap, just with the best of them. Excited about that. And he can continue to mentor our young centers too. So good.
Exactly.
Good.
Matt Lee is still here as the backup. Seth McLaughlin is still here on the practice squad. Tanner McLaughlin is not here because he is released. He was on injury reserve, so there's no spot that opened up. Same thing with Caleb Etienne the day before. Both guys had been waived, injured, and then they passed through waivers, so they went on injury reserve for the season, but they went ahead and released both of them. So if they get healthy, they'd be free agents, whatever. I mean, I don't mind that, right? They're not out there practicing if they're injured for the Bengals. So this way, if they get healthy for the season, it gives them an opportunity to catch on elsewhere. And unfortunately, Tanner McLaughlin was a draft pick, but they rostered him on the 53 all last year, but clearly the writing was on the wall. They kept 5 tight ends, and he was not one of them. That says quite a bit there.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed because I wanted to see what we could have done with McLaughlin, but clearly, just so you know, he cannot block. I mean, because in the Bengals value blocking a lot. Obviously, there wasn't a place for him on special teams because if Darren Simmons would have liked him, he said, "Hey, we're keeping him here on special teams." So, I mean, I was looking forward because he broke Gronk's records at Arizona State, but clearly, it was obviously he just couldn't block, and clearly it didn't work out. There were times he was given chances. We could have used him, and the Bengals chose not to. So clearly, there's just not anything there for him.
Yeah. Somewhere Daniel Jeremiah has taken his draft guide from 2 years ago and ripping it up since he had him as the number 1 tight end. I didn't see anything from him, to be honest, pass catching, blocking, nothing. So I just think it was a guy that we got hyped up, maybe a late round steal, but it's not there.
And it happens, right? The percentage of misses on day 3, are way higher than the percentage of hits. It's just a fact. And even you get into day 2, there's a lot of misses. So, hey, sometimes you throw those shots in 6th round, whatever. We had 10 picks in that draft. Whoop-de-doo. And honestly, you look at Cam Grandy, who's on the roster. He was undrafted. Had that been Cam Grandy, they drafted in the 6th round, you wouldn't have been bitching. He's on the 53. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. That's why you always bring in undrafted free agents, and they know they're going to have an opportunity here in Cincinnati, just like Howard Cross III making the 53-man roster.
And this is coming from a guy that was willing to run naked in the streets for Cole Turner, and he got released after a week, which was interesting because I thought
Cole Taylor,
yeah, excuse me.
Cole Turner, that's a different guy.
That is a different guy. He was a priority free agent, I think, for the Bengals in the college free agent pool. So I was excited about that, and he got released right away. So,
I'll tell you another thing, Dustin. Speaking of the word excited, I'm just excited as hell that Michael Parsons did not go to the Ravens because there was a report out today that he had interest going to the Ravens. And we can agree the Ravens would have made a trade. They would have traded.
Hey, fix your microphone, damn it! What the hell's wrong with you, Jesus? This guy already just fucking it up on Friday.
Yeah.
Who day to everybody in the thing. Greg, I just wanted to say for this with Crip, it's not shaved yet. So, Crip, he's going to shave it live at the tailgate on the home opener. So September 14th. And we've already raised over $1,000 for Greg shaving his head. Pure insanity. Like, it's almost as much as the draft event that we do.
Amazing.
So shout out to Houday Nation. Shout out to a lot of Greg's family that donated and everybody else, man. You guys are awesome. So, yeah. But go ahead, Greg.
No, I just want to add on to that. I mean, I'll just tell you guys. I'll just tell a bunch of you, all of you this. Dustin, I know you, Dale, Dustin, everybody that donated. Bengals fans, my family. Literally, when we got to that mark, I mean, I was just I broke down and cried that night. I was just so happy. It was just such a very awesome feeling that I had. And for the bottom of my heart, thank you to all that donated. That really means a lot.
Yeah. Will you be faking them if your hair doesn't grow back? I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, Dustin, I'm halfway there already.
Yeah. So this is kind of the plan, right? He shaves it, and he's going to look like a stone cold killer, a.k.a. badass big savage Greg Austin. And he can just keep it shaved and be a badass and a chick magnet like he already is with that beard.
Well, in honor of the Orange Out game, I'll be wearing my T. Higgins jersey, but under it, I'll be wearing my Chop Shop Bengals World Order, which is perfect to wear, for the head shaving. And after that, maybe I'll do a little beer chugging thing, clash 2 beers together and just chug them right after the head shave. So we'll see what happens.
See, I don't think we're going to do the beard shaving, Nostradamus, because we had to work hard to get him to grow a beard. So, that would kind of defeat the purpose that me and Chop spent 2 years to get him to grow one.
And even if they wanted me to shave there's no way I'm doing that. Well, no, then my dad had to talk to me. Greg, what's this talk about you shaving your eyebrows? I'm like, that was a joke. I am not shaving.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's do it. The fucking eyebrows. Stop. Yeah, let's get to 1,500 and Greg shaves his eyebrows. I love it.
Yeah, just an awesome initiative that you guys have all worked on. It shows just, again, our awesome fan base. I mean, we do not take care of our veterans well enough in America. So it's cool that you're able to provide these types of experiences through this initiative. So hats off to you guys and everybody that donated.
Yeah, man, definitely couldn't do it without everybody in the Brew Crew, Houday Nation, man. So you guys always have supported us in helping to start Project Game Day. And it's really cool, if you're down there tailgating, swing by Lot 1, even if you tailgate elsewhere, and just see the faces of these people that are getting to go, whether it's people with disabilities or if it's a military veteran. They're just so thankful to be there, so appreciative. And it's a great thing to be able to be a small part of, but it doesn't happen without all you guys. So Houday, Houday, Houday. Now let's get to the game.
Oh God. I'm just full of anxiety, guys. I can't take it.
Today I was super nervous today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It already started for Sunday. I'm like, damn it, it's only Friday. And just the nerves of the game and thinking about it. And people are saying just one eyebrow, we'll just get Greg to shave one eyebrow.
Or you could do the slashes in the eyebrows.
Yeah, man. You might look even more badass if you did that.
No, please don't. No. What?
He's like, you're pushing it.
But yeah, we're gonna do over-unders like we do on a lot of these Friday shows. Our resident gambler, Derek, is on a cruise. Not that he's able to make it on the show most of the time anyways with work. Chop also has to work today, so he can't be here. But hey, we still got Dustin, we got Greg, and we got myself here. And we're going to do over-unders on this fine Friday with a game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So first up, Joe Flacco. Over-under is set at 237.5. Man, this is one of those numbers. And there's nothing to go off of because it's a brand new season. And you never know what can happen. The damn Cowboys almost beat the Eagles last night. So didn't see that one being a close game. But it sounds like the Cowboys had every chance to win and probably should have won that game. But we'll kick off with Flacco, 237.5. I guess I'll start. I'm going to say over, and for one reason and one reason only. I see better than I hear, and I still haven't seen the defense do jack shit. So until I see it, I'm going to be worried that they're going to look like fucking Swiss cheese again. So I'm going to say Flacco goes over. It doesn't mean we can't win the game, but I'm going to say Flacco goes over. And that maybe we can shut down the run and Flacco has to throw the ball more. But I'm going to say over on Joe Flacco, 237.5.
Yeah, Dale, I was going to say that I was going to say under first because I think the Browns are going to be very run heavy that game. But like you said with the defense, we just don't know. If it's like it was the preseason, he's going to go 2 or 3 times over passing, along with almost 1,000 yards rushing, what we saw in the preseason. But as of right now, I'm going to go over for Joe Flacco as well. I think he's going to be at 280, around there.
Yeah, I could see it, Greg. And I better answer this from Paul, so it's a question for me. We know that Chattahoochee is hotter than a hoochie coochie. What in the hell is a hoochie coochie? I'm going to say a hoochie coochie is just like good vibes, but it could also be a lady's vagina. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Just say it. And it could be like a hoochie, could be like a hoe. So a slutty vagina. It's hotter than that.
That's the country version of a hoe, not the urban version.
Yeah. Dustin, your thoughts on Joe Flacco over under?
I'm going to say over, but for a different reason. I want to say over because we're going to get the lead early, and they're going to be forced to throw a lot more. So that 237 number, he's going to hit that in like cleanup time. So I'm going to take the
That's
over
fair.
on that. Yep.
Yeah, so hammer the under because all three of us said the over. That's how this works on this show. If you actually want to win when you're gambling, if we all agree on something, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, Tony, I know there's a song called that. I mean, it's Alan Jackson, the GOAT, Alan Jackson. He used to have some bangers. It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Oh, no, hold the phone there. George Strait is the go-to country now.
No, I know, Greg. I'm just saying. I like Alan Jackson.
I like him too. I'm just saying, George Strait.
You know how the kids say everyone's generational, everyone's the GOAT. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's been a topic this week, like on every radio show and podcast, is what the definition of generational is.
Yeah. It's definitely overused, but whatever.
Yeah.
To each their own. You know what I mean? Call whoever, whatever. I don't care. I get called a lot worse than generational. I'll tell you that. No one's ever called me generational. Venereal, maybe. Joe Burrow, over under 263.5. I'm going to go with the over again. He's had a healthy camp. Now, the reason I could see this being under is because Chase Brown and establishing the run would be huge. But I could see the Bengals trying to establish the run and the Browns D-line being able to stop it and their front seven. And then we have to lean on the pass. And Burrow says, fuck this, put the game in my hands. So he ends up just saying, I want the game in my hands. And he has to throw quite a bit too, because I'm not seeing a blowout personally in any way, shape, or form. But it could be a low-scoring game too. And both of my over picks could go to shit. But I'm going to hit the over with Burrow and hope for a high-scoring game. I don't believe there's rain in the forecast.
Yeah, Dale, I expect Burrow to get 300 yards. I know Myles Garrett's playing and all. I know, I know there's trash talking going on. You have the safety saying, "Oh, Burrow better watch out for the line." Keep talking your shit. I'm going to see Burrow just totally coming at that defense. I expect Burrow to get at least 300 yards.
Did you just say you can't wait to see Burrow coming?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Dustin, your thoughts on the over/under 263.5?
So Burrow's last 6 starts against the Browns, dating back 11/7/2021, 282, 232, 239, 82, which was the cap game, 181, which is a victory, and 252. So if
that's a lot of unders. That's a lot of unders.
Yeah, if I was gonna do like a push, like I know it's like technically if it's 262 or something, it's a under, but it's almost like that number just aligns like where I think he'll finish, right? So I'll just say like, I guess under, but I just feel like that number is like dead on. So, and yeah, I mean, my strategy going into this game is definitely utilize the run to set up the pass. I would like to just see like an efficient Burrow, right? Like if he completes, over 70% of his passes and he throws for like 250, to me, that's a more effective game than throwing for 330 yards, to be honest. So I actually, if he hits that number, that's an ideal scenario for us. If he's throwing for like 400 again and we're in some time of crazy shootout, and that's not what we really want to see. So
yeah, we don't want our defense to be completely atrocious again this season. Our buddy Bill Sparks here, who's a Browns fan, writes for TWSN, awesome draft knowledge, awesome dude. He says, take the over with Burrow, but be apprehensive. In 8 games, Burrow has averaged 248 yards versus Cleveland. And that's, I mean, Cleveland is a good squad, but, you got your guys have put out there a little bulletin board material, and we'll see. I do think the Bengals could find some balance and maybe not need Burrow to put up over 250, to be honest, But I'm going to hit the over for now because Joe Burrow, and we've seen what happened last year. And Jamar Chase's guy, you get the ball in his hands, boom, there's 85 of the yards every now and again, that he just pops one. So,
yeah.
And I think Chase Brown can get involved in the passing game, just like an extension of the run game on some short passes and screens.
Yeah. And the 2 wins last year, his QB rating was 108 and 134. So despite maybe stats that just don't blow you away, as far as like QB rating, very efficient. So,
yeah, that's fair. And then rushing, there's probably some other stats out there, but this is the only one that was in when I put the graphics in yesterday, and it was just Chase Brown. So I think with the Quinshon Judkins, Jerome Ford, this, that, and the other, maybe they're a little hesitant to put the Browns in, and maybe it's in there today. So maybe that's something one of us, I'll try to go look and see if it's any different. But we'll talk about Chase Brown in the process. His over-under 67.5. I'm feeling like a homer taking 2 overs here because I know the Browns have a really good defense. Historically, the last few years, whatever, they've had a good defense. They got a lot of good talent. Adding Mason Graham, I think, is not being talked about enough. That kid's a gamer, and I could see him having a really good game for them in his first true NFL regular season game. But I'm going to say over the 67.5. The Bengals at least try to establish a run a little bit. And maybe Brown pops one. I said this so many times last year, and he's so close. He gets tripped up or whatever. But I could see him having 70, 75, 80 yards in this game. And I think it'll go a long way in the Bengals being able to pull out a victory against the Browns if that happens. So I'll say over. Greg, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to go barely over because I said Burrow's going to throw for 300 yards. So, there's so many pieces of the pie to go around, so I got to be careful with this. The Browns defensive line, I don't know. See, I don't know how much Chase Brown's going to get, man, but I'll go barely over. I think he'll get 75 yards. So.
I'm going to go over. Actually, in his last start against the Browns, he went 18 for 91, averaged 5 yards a carry. So I can kind of see us again using that similar game plan. So I'm going to hit the over on that.
And a lot of that will depend, is he going to get 18 to 20 carries, because he barely went over, it sounds like there. And not barely, but, not too far over. And he had 18 carries. So it's like, will they stick with the run that long? That's always the big question, especially with the Bengals. I'm going to look and see. Yeah, I'm still only seeing rushing yards. I'm only seeing Chase Brown under FanDuel. If somebody else has something, cool. But if not, I'm going to move on to wide receivers. Greg, can you try to keep up with the chat a little bit more?
Sure.
Because I'm trying to, go through the different banners and different things. So I seen there was like 9 comments, but I'm having a tough time getting to all of them. But yeah, all right. So we'll move into receiving, and up first is our guy, Jamar Chase. So the over-under is set at 84.5. It's a big number, but it's Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner. And, I mean, if I got Burrow with the over, I know it could be a T. Higgins game. I'm not so sure it will be. I know how much Burrow likes going to Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase is just a really damn talented wide receiver in the NFL. Now, Denzel Ward, really damn talented cornerback in the NFL. So, if Ward is playing on him, it'll make it tough for Chase. But at the same point in time, I can see him going over this. maybe it's 90, maybe it's 95, maybe it's 100, but Jamar Chase is just so damn good. He'll be frustrated if he's not on pace for this. Like, you have to get him involved. You have to find ways to get him the ball. So I'm going with the over again, man. I'm just over right now, and it's probably not all going to happen, but that's where I'm at.
Well, didn't Chase go off on Denzel Ward last time they played? I thought he did, didn't he?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I mean, Chase went off on everyone last year, to be fair.
Chase, to be fair. Yeah, so this time, I'm going to go over 84 yards. I think Chase will get over 100 yards receiving. I know I sound overly confident, but I expect I can see Chase getting, I'm going to say 105 yards over.
I'm gonna go slightly over. The Browns like to rush 4 and drop 7, so I think it would be more of like a efficient over. Maybe like 8 catches, 90 yards, something along those lines. Just kind of keep moving the chains. So I'll hit the over, but slightly on that one.
All right, we'll move on to T. Higgins. This 63.5. Man, I love T. Higgins. I think he'll have some big games. I don't think it'll be in this game. Could he? Sure. Because who do they have? Is it Emerson that's starting on the outside? That's usually the slot.
Yeah.
So, if that's the matchup, maybe T. But I think Emerson will be up for the challenge a little bit. And I think they'll feed Jamar Chase. I think they'll feed Chase Brown. I can see the tight ends getting involved a little bit. I'm going to go under on Higgins. He could still have a solid game with 4 or 5 catches and 40 yards or something, but, move the chains a couple times, maybe a touchdown, but I'm going to say he goes under the 63.5. My first under here for the Bengals.
Yeah. But I thought Emerson was hurt, right?
No, it's
or is it Newsome?
Other corner. No, it's Newsome.
Okay, I thought Emerson was hurt also.
One of them's hurt, one of them's healthy. I know that.
For T, I think he's going to get 70 yards still. I mean, Burrow's going to go off. I'm going to go over. I'm going to go 75 yards for T.
I'm going to go over too. I think there's an opportunity, if they're clouding Chase, just like we always know, that he could get some single coverage. They did, I think, in Cleveland, try to hit him on a few deep routes over the years. One he was able to come up with. So, I'm going to take the over on that one, actually. I feel like this could be a good T game.
All right, so I had that backwards, right? Emerson is out for the season.
Yeah.
Newsome is moving from the slot to the outside.
Right.
Cam Mitchell, who's from Northwestern, I remember Cam. I kind of like Cam Mitchell. I think he was a 5th-round pick, but I liked him. He should be the starting slot corner, I believe.
Yeah, he is. They got him penciled on their depth chart as the starter, as slot. So that's another thing to take advantage of.
So I'll still keep T over and all that.
T over.
Yeah, and I went with the under. My thought was right. I just the names was off. Jerry Jeudy, Browns #1 wide receiver. I mean, and he's hit or miss. He has big games. He doesn't get involved in some games, but the over under 62.5. He's on my fantasy team, and I'm playing pork chop, so I'm going to go with the over strictly for that reason. No logic, nothing else. Also, I went with the over for Flacco. He's got to get the ball to somebody. Somebody has to have a big game. And I honestly think it's the next 2 players. It's Jeudy, and then next is Njoku. But Jeudy, I'm going over 62.5. I can see him with 85, 90 yards.
Yeah, Dale, remember what I said a couple days ago? The biggest matchup will be CTB against Jeudy. So I'm going to go over for Jeudy still. But if CTB can hold him to under 100 yards still, that's a good game for CTB right there, I think. But, yeah, I don't see him holding – well, whoever's guarding him, I don't see him holding Jeudy to under 63 yards. No, so this is over for Jeudy. Definitely over.
Dale, should we throw Jamari Thrash on here somewhere? Like that's a guy I'm kind of like look out for,
Another Louisville guy, right?
Yeah,
we love our Louisville guys, me and Dustin.
Well, I think there were some people pretty high on him coming out, and it sounds like he had a pretty decent camp. So I don't know. He's like one of those like sneaky receivers that you don't even talk about, and all of a sudden he's just like making catches all over the place. But nonetheless, I'm going to go under for Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Njoku. He's at 47.5. We have had trouble stopping tight ends. One of my biggest concerns entering this season is our linebackers. If they're matched up with Njoku, I think Knight could maybe hold his own a little bit when Logan Wilson's matched up with him. I don't like that matchup for us. Plus, I think Knight, it's his first start. I know he's an older prospect, but at the same point in time, Njoku is a veteran, very talented, very good player. I'm going over I could see Njoku pushing to be the leading receiver even more than Jeudy for this game. So I got the over for Njoku.
Yeah. This is a no-brainer for me right here, Dale. I mean, 47 yards. I mean, come on. He's going to get at least 65. I mean, even the chat was saying this is the most obvious one over right here. So, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Definitely way over for Njoku.
I was going to make some people make some money on this. I can't believe it's 47.
Yeah.
For the over-under on that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going over. I mean, the Browns like to target their tight ends on screens, dump routes. I mean, out of play action, like the tight ends is a big part of what they do. So definitely over.
And Flacco is going to get him the ball. It's not some of the Browns quarterbacks in the past that just couldn't get the ball to their best players. Flacco's a veteran. He's going to get the ball to his best players. That's why I had Jeudy over and Njoku. I think he'll make some plays to his best players. Then Cedric Tillman, who I like coming out of Tennessee. Hasn't quite popped off yet, but could it be the Cedric Tillman breakout game in week 1 versus the Bengals? Wouldn't surprise me. The over-under is 39.5. And even though it wouldn't surprise me, I'm going with the under because at some point, if I got Jeudy going off and Njoku going off, somebody else is going to have a little less. And maybe it is because Jamari Thrash, takes away some of the third part of that where they get the ball to the running backs or something else. But I'll go under for Tillman, but still, maybe 2 or 3 catches and 25, 30 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I was going to go under too right here, Dale. Like you said, everybody can't have the whole piece of the pie. So someone's got to have a small piece right here, and that's going to go to Tillman right there. So, yeah, I'm going to say 20 to 25 he may get.
It'll be interesting to see who he mostly gets matched up on. Like, are they going to put CTB on Jerry? Do we just play left side, right side of the field? I'm going to actually go over on Cedric Tillman.
Yeah. No, I mean, and
right.
Honestly, it makes sense if Jeudy goes. Do you had Jeudy for under?
I had Jeudy for under, Njoku for over, and then Cedric Tillman is.
But if Jeudy goes under, it would make sense to have Tillman over.
Yeah,
honestly, somebody's going to get something. For them. So it's not a crazy number either. Andre Yosevich, Greg's love of his life, and they're making us wait all the way till week 6 on these Skyline bobbleheads for Yoshi. Man, that is so brutal.
Ooh.
And I got to have one. I mean, my daughter loves Andre Yosevich for obvious reasons. I mean, he's a very attractive man. But over-under is at 21.5. He's been a red zone touchdown kind of guy, but Burrow was throwing to him a lot in camp, trying to develop more chemistry with him, more things in between the 20s. I think Yoshi could have 40, 50 yards this game. It wouldn't surprise me. A few big catches, a few big chain movers. I had Higgins with the under. I'll go over on Andre Yosevich.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, Dale. Yoshi, a lot of times, I would go over 1 touchdown easily for Yoshi, but yeah, I think he's going to get over. Like I said, Burrow throws 300 yards, but I think he's going to get. I know this is coming from the most diehard Yoshi fan there is. I think he's going to get 30 to 40, but I'm going to go over still.
I'm hitting the over too, and this is how he's going to hit the over. I love Yoshi on those deep end dig routes off of like play action. And with his size and, against like Cam Mitchell, I feel like that's a good matchup that we can take advantage of. So I'm definitely smashing the over. I have another wild prediction. I think Yoshi could potentially be the leading receiver in this game, yards wise.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hot take. Clip
that
it.
Is a hot take.
Yeah.
That would be a hell of an interesting development for the Bengals, honestly. Because then it's like, teams would have to start paying a little more attention to him. And then you got these guys, Chase, Higgins, and the next guy, Mike Gesicki, over under 20.5 yards. He's been dinged up for most of the camp. He's a good player. It wouldn't take very many catches.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say slightly under. I'm going to say he has 3 catches, 19 yards, and under.
Dang.
Just slightly under.
Miley, if you're watching this.
What? It's Mike Gesicki. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, sorry. I got, oh, my God.
Yeah, I moved on to Mike Gesicki. Yeah, I already said the over for Yoshi. But Mike Gesicki, I'm going just under 19 yards. It's 19 yards.
Yeah. Houday Joe, if you're watching this. There we go. But, yeah, Dale, I don't. Wait, so Gesicki, well, this is interesting. Yoshi has more of a higher up than Gesicki does. That's quite interesting, in my opinion. Dale, I'm stuck here, buddy. You can't give the pie to everybody. I'm going to go slightly under for Gesicki.
Am I allowed to make my call game plan dependent?
No.
No,
I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's Bengals and Brews. We don't give a shit. Do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
I just feel like if we do a lot of 12 personnel where he hit the under, if we do a lot of like 4 wide 11 personnel and he gets matched up with somebody in the slot, I think he would eat too. Like you can almost transverse like Yoshi and Gesicki in the matchups because I'm not crazy about the Brown safeties. And again, Cameron Mitchell, like nice player, like you said, out of Northwestern, but I feel like that's a weak point that we could take advantage of. So it just more of a over under on game plan specific and what that looks like for the Bengals.
Yeah, that's fair. Chase Brown, the over under is 19.5. I'll say over, under for Gesicki because Chase Brown gets a little more out of the backfield. And I said, even with his rushing and Burrow's bit over to start this whole thing, I said, Burrow goes over. Some of that could be Chase Brown out of the backfield, some screens, this, that, and the other. And I mean, he can take one screen and get 25 yards. So I'm going to say over on Chase Brown. Might only be 2 or 3 catches, but he gets the over.
You know what? I think Chase Brown's going to go off there. I'm going to make a bold statement here. I think he's going to get over 50 yards receiving. I think they're going to do throw some screen passes at him. I think they're going to utilize him a lot, not just in the running game, but in the passing game. I could see him getting 50 or 60 yards right here receiving. I honestly do.
Yeah, I'm hitting the over. I'm actually predicting Chase Brown to plus 120 on just total yardage between rush and pass. So I'm definitely hitting the over on this. I think this is going to be a heavy Chase Brown featured game, to be honest. I know we like to whip the ball around. It's just these divisional foes. I think you like to lean on your running back a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And then we will jump in to the spread, the money line, total points. So, Bengals, 5.5-point favorites. And this is when we can give our score predictions. Total is over-under is 47.5. I'll let you start, Dustin. I'll think about it. I mean, I gave my score prediction the other day, and I believe it was like 24-17. So that would be the over, but it for the spread, but it would be the under, I believe, for the point total.
Yeah. So I'm smashing the Bengals on the spread. I think we win 27-17. So, yeah, I'm taking the Bengals on that. Now, the over-under, I guess, where would that put me at? My math's terrible. If that was my score prediction.
44, so just under.
Just under, yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking. So I'm doing under on the total, but over or smashing Bengals on the spread.
Man, I don't know about this one. This one could go either way. I know I said 69 all. That was my score prediction. So.
Yeah, give a real prediction, Greg. You don't have to do that. Formality. Like, they either play good or they don't.
No,
it's not because of Greg Luther.
27-24 Bengals. It's going to be close.
So that hits the over, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Browns wouldn't beat the spread.
Yeah.
So Greg has the over. The Brown, what did you say again, Greg?
27-24.
27-24. So, yeah, the Browns cover.
Yeah. Browns will cover the spread, but the Bengals still win.
I said 24-17 the other day. I'm changing my prediction to 24-21. So the under still stands, but it's very, very close. So that's 45 total points. And The Browns cover, but the Bengals win 24-21. Finally get off to a 1-0 start that we've been needing to get off to since the last time we went to the Super Bowl. So I can see a close game, kind of an ugly game at times, kind of a game where maybe the Bengals are in control, but then the defense just totally stops trying and becomes the defense we're so used to and sucks for a couple series in the third quarter and gets the Browns back in the game, and then it's a tight game. And Money Mac hits a walk-off winner. Money Mac is back. Yeah. The Bengals win 24-21.
Is that the same score as Spitgate last night?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So Silvestri's has got 2017 Bengals. Jungle Jerry's going 42-18 over. So, yeah, Jerry just says they're going to win. But, yeah. Well, no. I heard this. Did Dak Prescott, he spit back? Did he spit first? I know he did spit, but was it before or after?
He was the first spitter on the grassy knoll. Yeah.
A lot of Hawk Tua going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of spitting. Well, if you watch Dax, he spits a lot. So it was like more towards
and he wasn't close to him, right?
Yeah.
Like, to be fair to Dak.
I will say, I know these aren't the right things to do, and I was texting you last night, Dale. It does make me feel a little bit like nostalgic, like 90s football. Like that penalty that they threw on Nolan Smith last night when he made a tackle and he got a taunting.
It's taunting. He was taunting. I thought it before the flag was thrown. I saw him like stand over a guy, and standing over guy is one thing, even in the Bengals preseason. You know, it was PJ Jules. He kind of stepped over a guy, standing over a guy, stepping over. I know I don't like it either, but
I just don't want our players to become robotic and there's no emotion in the game.
I understand.
You know?
I understand.
But I guess you can't stand over dudes too, but it's just very frustrating because you get up, you make a play. These guys are so emotional. Maybe sometimes they just don't even know what they're doing, you know, when you make a big play. I feel like sometimes people are running the NFL that has never been in these high leverage situations before, but you know.
Well, and they do this bullshit, you know, like they better not do that bullshit. It's game one. And not that every game matters, but they better not do this bullshit in the postseason, you know, for Nolan Smith. Because they were trying to make that an emphasis during preseason. So I can understand throwing it a little bit early in that game, early in the season.
Yeah.
But I don't like it either. Like, I'm with you. Like, man, let these guys have emotions. You know, everybody always brings up that old Joe Burrow tweet where he's like, let players taunt or whatever, you know? Like, who gives a shit? He's a quarterback.
Because we would be the first ones as fans if we feel like a team is performing and they're playing flat, right? You know what I mean? Like, so if we take the emotion out of the game, that's a lot of the fun of it. Like, you know?
I want you guys' take on this. Even though, he didn't talk trash to us after the game. Remember when the Texans beat the Bengals on Monday Night Football? We were 8-0, and the Texans beat us. J.J. Watt said that about Andy Dalton. We made the red rifle look. We made him look like, I forget how he phrased it.
Oh yeah.
And then Andy Dalton said people look up to J.J. Watt. You know that he shouldn't be saying that. But I wanted to be like, dude, man, it was in the heat of the moment. I don't think it was anything bad or anything. Like, what was your guys' take on that comment? I thought Andy. I don't know. I thought Andy's. I'm like, do you think Andy was being a bit of a sore loser on that one?
I wasn't listening, to be honest.
I think he was. I kind of just like the frustrations maybe boiled over, you know, from him because he just didn't play good in that game. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would say so. I would say like, you know, the Browns have been talking a lot of stuff this week.
Oh,
yeah. Like it's fun. It's like, let's have fun with this stuff. Like, you know, it adds a little spice to the Battle of Ohio, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But Dale, what I was explaining was, do you think that Andy Dalton took it a little too personally when J.J. Watt was like, you know, messing around with said we made him look like a BB gun instead of the red rifle, and then
that's just funny. Like that's funny. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Like I don't know. Like, but yeah, these fucking little gnats. It wasn't that I was not trying to pay attention because you were talking, Greg, but these fucking gnats are getting on my fucking nerves down here. And then I was trying to read the chat too, so I totally got distracted between two different things there. So my bad, brother.
Kane, I understand it was 10 years ago, buddy. I was just, that just brought me back to that one time and all that. No worries.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back even farther. Like Ocho Cinco sent the Pepto-Bismol to the Browns. Pepto-Bismol to the Browns defensive back. I thought that shit was funny. Like, obviously, when it's your team doing it, it's always funnier, right? But even their defensive backs didn't take it, but they thought it was funny. So it's like you do want to still keep the fun, keep the excitement, keep the intensity in the game at the end of the day.
Well, it's like, remember when T.O. did the thing at the Dallas Star when he was playing for the Niners? I forget. Yeah, it was the Niners, I think he was playing for. And that one guy tackled him. I'm like, I don't know. Come on, man. I mean, well, I think they were just getting aggravated. But I don't know. It's just, it is what it is.
Probably to be expected, but did you see Mike Hall Jr. was ruled out for the game?
Yeah, and he's just been a backup, and he had the suspension, so he hasn't really done much for the Browns, as far as I know. But I remember him from Ohio State, a pretty good pass rusher, and then you got Mason Graham, and it's like, I don't know, just having more weapons, I feel like, is always good on the defensive line. So, yeah, he has been ruled out. But, yeah, Myles Garrett, all that stuff, like, oh, a hip injury. Like, man, he's fine. He's going to play, and he was back at practice today, if anyone didn't see that. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, I like it because it does limit that rotation early in the season a little bit. You know, maybe you can wear on him. Mike Hall did get a little busy against us last year in that second game. He was like making some plays. So wasn't like super concerned with him as a rotational piece, but anywhere like, you know, on the D line when stuff becomes thin, it's like, let's build that lead and run that rock and wear those dudes down.
Paul, are you saying like them running the ball? Because, I mean, Paul was on it last year, to be fair. He said, don't sleep on the Pats D line. And, I mean, overall, I don't think that was good D line, but it was good. It was good that day against Burrow to get that win. Like, I know you said, like, the Pats could get that win, and they did. And I think you're saying their rushing attack. Is Judkins going to play? Like, he just signed. I don't know how that's going to go. I know they have Jerome Ford. Who else did the Browns have at running back, honestly?
They got the kid, Dylan.
Oh, yeah. I really liked him coming out of Tennessee. I keep forgetting about him because of Judkins. You know, I forgot they doubled down. So I would expect Sampson's probably the main backup, right, to Jerome Ford, maybe splitting carries even.
I remember, Dusty from Bengals Army? I remember he was so high, he kept tweeting about Simpson every day. No, I looked at Simpson. Simpson would have been another good option for us, I thought. But, you know, Simpson, he could get some yards coming in Sunday.
Yeah, they already have him listed, Junkins, as third on their depth chart. Raheem Sanders is fourth. I don't know, like, what comes of that as far as, like, a piece there. But I would imagine it's going to be definitely heavy Jerome Ford.
Hey, Bill, do you want a link? Because, you know, we still got another 20 minutes of show, and if you're not working, I'll give you a link and get, like, a perspective from a Browns fan on this stuff, because Bill's spitting pure fire here in the chat. So I love Bill, too. Good dude. Once again, follow Bill Sparks at Sparks Scouting on Twitter.
I forgot they got Rocket Sanders, too. Jeez.
Do they?
Yeah, they running backs.
I usually print out the depth chart. I didn't even do it for this week. I was like, no, we'll just go off the cuff, and we got our over-unders. So that's my bad, not being as prepared as I should have. But that's what I got Dustin for. Right, Greg?
Well, you know, it's just one of those. Like, they played their starter. I don't know how many of their starters in the third preseason game. I know Flacco got some reps, but it's kind of interesting because they were trying to give the young guys a lot of reps throughout camp, right? So, you know, maybe there's a little bit of rust there with Flacco that our defense could take advantage of. You know, first games of NFL seasons just can be kind of wacky, you know, like last night. I mean, there was the lightning delay, but both those teams were just getting up and down the field. I thought we were going to have like a 40, like a LA Rams, freaking Kansas City Chiefs style game from like 2018 or whatever that was. But then obviously the defense has stepped up a little bit the second half. CeeDee Lamb couldn't catch a cold last night. So, you know.
But you know what we could always catch, Dustin? We could always catch going to Midwest Best Barbecue and always catch us buying a Chop Shop t-shirt. Proud sponsors of this show. You could always catch on those two right there.
There you go. And Judkins, Bill says Judkins hasn't signed. I was seeing a bunch of stuff from Browns fans saying like he's signing today, but clearly then he didn't sign. But we'll get all that information and more from our guy even though he's a Browns fan, guys, this guy is one of the best football people. And if you love the draft, you should follow our guy at Spark Scouting, Bill Sparks. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? I had to come on. Had a little bit of free time this afternoon. Figured I'd join you guys since we're talking about the Battle of Ohio.
Hell yeah. Okay, so all your over-unders, like what one that maybe we said that you're like, I see it going a completely different direction than what you guys were talking about stood out to you?
So I think you guys actually hit the nail on the head on a lot of them with the over-unders. The one that I would be cautious of is the Cedric Tillman over. I take the under on that. And the reason I say take the under on that is because you've got David Njoku, who's going to take a lot of catches. You also have to think you're looking at Isaiah Bond and Gage Larvadan getting a lot of the slot work that Tillman might see. You also have to think about Jamari Thrash, as well as Harold Fannin Jr. This team loves to live in 12 personnel, and Harold Fannin Jr. is going to see a lot of power slot work. So if I
forget about Harold Fannin Jr., Bill? Like, come on, our guy Ryan Sparks would be so pissed at me for that.
Yeah. So I would say if you're going to take an under somewhere, Tillman's going to be the under I would take.
Bill, did they line up Fannin a lot in line in those 12 personnel sets in the preseason, or did they have him split out more? I know he did a little bit of that in Bowling Green, a little bit of both, but
he did a little bit of both, but it was more extensive lined up out wide.
Yeah.
He is the sneakiest weapon probably for this game, and we didn't talk about it, so I'm glad you mentioned it. Because he could be the guy that makes the major impact that none of us are talking about. Like, he wasn't on any of that over-under list. He's a rookie, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But he is a hell of a pass catcher and a hell of a playmaker. And, yeah, it could be like all the attention's on Njoku, and here's this guy that just goes out there and gets 40, 50 yards and a tutty or two. Like, is that how you could see things playing out? Or am I overstating what kind of impact he could have?
No, I think you're hitting the nail right on the head, because this is a guy that the Browns offense and Kevin Stefanski lives in 12 personnel and a lot of heavy play action stuff that works over the short and intermediate parts of the route. I would fully expect Fannin to get a lot of work as the inline guy in 12 personnel, as well as a slot guy in certain personnel packages. I also wouldn't be shocked to see him as a fullback lined up in the backfield in certain packages as well, especially if you go in heavy, say in a play action, fullback fake. So I think Fannin's going to be one of the huge difference makers too when you talk about the offensive side of the ball. But when you talk about the defensive side of the ball, one of the things that I want to make sure to mention, and I mentioned in the comments, yes, Mike Hall has been ruled out for this game, but Aiden Huntington from Tulane, who's undrafted free agent, I'm going to throw some numbers out here. 6 foot, 287 pounds, 30 bench press reps, 38-inch vertical, 10-foot broad jump, 4.64 40-yard dash, including a 1.6 second 10-yard split. His RAS score, 9.64. The last defensive tackle to have a RAS score of 9.6 or greater in 6 foot or less?
Was it Aaron Donald?
It was Aaron Donald, who was a 9.66. So take the same athletic skills that you see in Aaron Donald, put it in Aiden Huntington. And by the way, he was also playing special team snaps for Cleveland. That shows you how athletic he is as a defensive tackle.
Oof. Yeah.
So the guy to watch on the defensive line for the Browns. So it may be a blessing in disguise, honestly, because Michael Hall hasn't done anything. So Aiden Huntington being able to get in the rotation and get more snaps could be a blessing in disguise for that Browns defensive line. Man, see, Bill is bringing the fire, and that's why you love having a guy that brings the opposing perspective on. So, Greg, do you have a question for Bill? Because he'll have an answer. This man knows it all. And check out his stuff on the Right Way Sports Network, TWSN as well. Promoting machine right here over here for my guy Bill. But I do that for people I really like. Bill's one of them.
Okay, Bill. So my question to you is this. So I said this we were talking Monday. We're talking biggest matchup. Cam Taylor-Britt, did not have a great year last year, going up against Judy. Judy, I just thought I'm going to say Judy was quietly one of the best receivers last year. I thought I didn't think he got enough credit ever since that Denver game where he got revenge. I just think he took off after that. So I'm going to ask you this: what is that? What is your God honest opinion? How many yards do you see Judy getting against CTB?
So here's where I'm going to deviate a little bit. This is going to be either a really good game for Judy or a really bad game. Last year against Cincinnati, he was anemic. 3 catches, 38 yards combined between those 2 games. But you look at his overall stats, over 1,200 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2024. Over 800 of those yards came in the short and intermediate game. So that's 0 to 19 yards, exactly where Stefanski wants to thrive. I think if you're going to see Judy get a lot of work on the outside, it's going to come against like a CTB. But I honestly, if I'm running the game plan, I'm not going to Judy that much. I'm going to live through Njoku, through Fannin Jr., through the slot options and Thrash and Bond and Larvadan, as well as we often forget Dylan Sampson was a heck of a pass catcher coming out of the backfield at Tennessee. I would, if you're going to beat the Bengals, the game plan has to be for the Browns. You limit the turnovers, you run the ball effectively, you allow Flacco to thrive in the short and intermediate game and limit his turnovers and shorten the game clock, because the biggest way to beat talented guys like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, keep them off the field, because you can't win from the bench.
Yeah.
Now, Bill, are you going to this game?
No, I won't be going to this one.
Okay.
No, not on this one.
So,
ahead,
Bill,
Justin.
I was going to say Joel Antonio, Wyatt Teller, Jack Conklin. I feel like they played for the Browns my entire freaking life. Any thoughts? Any I know Conklin had a lot of injuries last year. Any kind of like showing of age? Like, what do you expect out of those guys? I know they've been in this system for a long time, and I know the offensive line had a lot of injuries, a lot of shuffling last year. Where are those guys at right now as a unit?
Yeah, so the good news is, for the first time in what feels like forever, the full offensive unit is going to be healthy from a starter standpoint. All 5 guys are going to be healthy, ready to go for Sunday. But the best part is what this Browns team did in the offseason is they developed the guys behind them. They went out and got a swing tackle in Cornelius Lucas, who is 34 years old, but he's a solid swing tackle. Tevin Jenkins signed him over from Chicago, obviously, as a good depth piece. Obviously, still relying on Luke Weipler and Zach Zinter as your backup interior offensive lineman, and then making the swing trade with the Rams for KT Leviston. I think this offensive line group, the scheme that they're going to run from a blocking standpoint is going to be very similar to the 11-win playoff run. Because with Bloomgren coming in from Rice, you're going to see a lot of concepts that they ran similarly in terms of wide zone running, in terms of pulling guards, but you're also going to see a lot of it done from shotgun. And that's one of the things that Bloomgren and Tommy Rees, the offensive coordinator, want to kind of mold into this offense, is do the same things, run the ball effectively, run it with power, get the guards moving out in space to create blocks and gaps, but also disguise it in shotgun formations. There's nothing that's more telling when your quarterback's under center and your running back's in an I formation that you're going to run the ball. But if you're in gun, hey, maybe they are going to throw it on this one. Maybe they are going to fake a play action and throw the ball. So the offensive line fully healthy, this new blocking scheme that's very similar to what Stefanski's ran before, I think it's going to open up a lot of eyes. And I think the big concern for the Browns perspective is getting past that first wave, because there's guys like Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart and the guys in the middle of that defense. But once they get past that first wave, when you get into that second level where you're asking guys like Demetrius Knight, who during the draft cycle I said didn't really have the greatest short area quickness going side to side, and guys like Logan Wilson, who are okay in short area quickness bursts, but when you have a guy like Dylan Sampson who runs a 4.4 40-yard dash time, trying to keep up with that, that's a big question mark that the Bengals are going to have to answer the bell on.
All right, Antoine's booing me for having a Cleveland fan on. Yeah, I am a Cavs fan, Antoine. I mean, who's your Cincinnati NBA team? Come on now, don't hate on me. I've been a Cavs fan a long time. But, Bill, for the Bengals' perspective, and how do you, like, overall, how do you see the game going, and how do you think, because you are very impartial overall. Yes, you're a Browns fan. Yes, you want to see the Browns win the game. But how do you see this playing out, and what ways, from the Bengals' perspective, in your eyes, could they win this game, or maybe put a stamp on this game? Maybe some surprise guys even for the Bengals, because you study all NFL and prospects.
100%. So the big thing for the Bengals, and we've said it all week in all of Cincinnati media, not only do they have to start fast from the season, they've got to start fast in this game. This Browns offense is not built to score points in a hurry. They are 10, 11, 12 play drives. So if the Bengals get up early, 14-0, 10-0 even, it now becomes a serious conversation where you're going to have to ask Flacco to throw the ball all around the yard. He can do that. He's got 6 straight games of 300 passing yard games. So the problem is now if you force the Browns to get into that type of scenario where they're having to throw the ball all around the yard, they're not going to have the firepower to keep up. If you're looking for a difference maker from the Bengals perspective, the biggest one is going to be Dylan Fairchild at the left guard spot, because
I love me some Dylan Fairchild. Love me some
100%, because you're going to be asking Dylan Fairchild to block Mason Graham, who had a 10% pressure rate up the middle at Michigan, Malik Collins, who had a 10.3% pressure rate while in San Francisco last year, and Myles Garrett, who had a 17% pressure rate last year, 14% for his entire career. So you're going to be asking him to kind of hold the fort on those. I will say this: if the Bengals get above 25 points, because you look at the last 5 times the Bengals have played in week 1, they are 1-4 in that span. That one win, they scored more than 25 points. That one win was also during the Super Bowl run.
I'm changing my prediction to 26-21 then instead of 24.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will say, though, the Browns have had their number. The last 8 games, the Browns lead the series 5-3, and Myles Garrett has 10 sacks over those last 8 games. So I will say this: nothing ruins a quarterback's confidence more than pressure up the middle. Pressure off the edge, you can divert that. You can shoot him around a pass rush arc. You can step up in the pocket to avoid that. You can't step away from pressure up the middle short of rolling out like a Lamar Jackson. And let's be honest, Joe Burrow is not Lamar Jackson. Nobody's Lamar Jackson. He's a one of one. So if you pressure a quarterback up the middle and close those throwing windows that they have, it incites panic, and panic incites turnovers, and turnovers can lead to points. So I think Dylan Fairchild is going to have the game of his life in order to keep Burrow from
well, and
being
Lucas
under pressure.
Patrick, Lucas Patrick as well.
Lucas Patrick,
Like
yes.
that's our big concern is Lucas Patrick as Bengals fans.
Yes.
All right, boys,
And
I gotta jump out of here. Thanks.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. See you, Dale. Good day.
Good day, buddy.
see, buddy.
See you. Nice meeting you, Bill.
You too. But yeah, exactly. I'm glad you hit on Lucas Patrick as well. Over his career, he's had a 4.2% pressure allowed rate from his time in Green Bay and Chicago and New Orleans. If those 2 guard spots, more so than Ted Karras, are going to have the games of their lives against this Browns defensive line that legitimately goes 8 names deep. Because when you talk about it, you have Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire, Malik Collins, Mason Graham, Myles Garrett, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who is a former first-round selection for Tampa Bay, Shelby Harris, and Aiden Huntington. That's a hockey line. That's rotating bodies in and out against the interior of an offensive line for the Bengals that you guys as Bengals fans know better than me. It's looked a little rocky and a little shaky. For me, I was shocked when I heard that they were going with Patrick over Reisner, and I get it. Reisner may not be up to speed cardio-wise, just got here, may not know the scheme, but I think Reisner is miles ahead of Lucas Patrick.
I don't think the leash. I don't think the leash is long, to be fair. But yeah, it's definitely a concern, because we got to see it. You got to see it in game action. You got to see it against ones. You've got to see it against a talented defensive line like the Browns. So it's a big test. It's a fun test. I'll get you out of here with this one, Bill. What is your prediction? Bengals versus Browns this week.
So I will leave you with a prediction and a fun stat that I dropped this morning. Browns 23, Bengals 20. And the reason I say that, Kevin Stefanski in 1-score games, 25-20. Zach Taylor, 21-33-1.
Yeah.
Until Zach Taylor shows he can win in 1-score games, you got to go with Stefanski, and that's where I'm going to go.
Hey, Bill, I do have one question, and that
Okay,
draft
go ahead.
was Cam Taylor-Britt and Emerson. Who did you have ranked higher out of those two in the second round, Emerson or CTB?
I had Emerson going higher than CTB. Emerson had all of the technical ability. He just didn't have the speed. CTB was a little bit raw from his technical standpoint, but he had the athletic ability.
Gotcha.
All right, I'll get you out of here, Bill, with that one. Appreciate your time, man. As always, I love you coming on. You're the man. Tell the people where to find you. Except this is probably not the crowd. A lot of people are angry at you for predicting the Browns. What do you expect him to do? It's a new season, guys. Come on, he's a Browns fan at the end of the day,
right?
And it'll be a tough game. The Bengals have not started well, but you can't forget the Pats game if you're a Bengals fan. So don't be overly confident. Like, I'm nervous already, and it's Friday. But Bill, thank you for your time. Tell the people where to find you.
Yeah, you can find all of my content over on X at Spark Scouting. Also a writer and analyst for the Right Way Sports Network. I cover all 32 teams and I cover the NFL draft. So while the Browns are my favorite team, I also know how well they've played over the last century, it seems like. So would it shock me if the Browns completely blow this thing out of the water and it's 45-3 Bengals? Absolutely not. But when you look at the stats and you look at the history here, everything's pointing to the Browns. But I will say this, if the Bengals pull this off, it's going to be because guys like Denzel Ward, who was talking trash, has an off day. And I'll leave you with another little tidbit on my way out the door. Last year, Denzel Ward in the 2 games was targeted 8 times. Week 7, he allowed 1 catch for 2 yards. Week 16, he allowed 4 catches for 59 yards. So it could be a tale of 2 halves at this point. So would it shock me if the Bengals won? Absolutely not. But me being a Browns fan, I do have to take the Browns, but I'm not confident in that one. I would say if you're going to put money on it, put money on the under.
Yeah, I was going to say I would have a tough time putting money on the over-under on a lot of things, to be honest, because I don't know how this – I could see it being a high-scoring game. I could see it being a low-scoring game. I could see it being a defensive struggle. But I don't know. I'm excited for it, and football is back, and I'm just so ready for the game. Bill, you're the man. Guys, check him out. At least his draft stuff. You don't have to care about him as a Browns fan, but this guy is very knowledgeable. We did a 4-hour draft show about prospects over the summer. Go watch that and support Bengals and Brews, because this guy knows his draft stuff. He's amazing, and he's going to continue to do big things. And Bill, I appreciate you hopping in, brother.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
See you,
buddy.
brother.
See you.
I wanted to say Houday so bad, but you got to be respectful. And hey, I get it. It's not supposed to rain or storm, T-Brookie. So yeah, you respect Bill's delusion. It's the beginning of the season. I didn't think the Cowboys were going to hang with Philly last night, and they did, and had every chance to win that game. So you just never know. And the Bengals have gotten off to slow starts. So but I am. Usually, I'm more cautious than I am this year. This year, I'm kind of like, Bros had a healthy offseason. We've seen the front office go and bring pieces. Like, I think Mike Purnell could be a big-time run stuffer in this game.
Well, Dale, we rely on these practice squad guys. We always like developing. I love the fact we get a veteran who's 34 years old, who has experience, who wanted to come here. That is awesome. Like you see what the Ravens do, get these veterans. That's what you do. By the way, you saw what the Eagles just did, right? The Eagles just signed Zadarius Smith.
So they weren't happy with their defense, and they go out against Zadarius Smith. Well, and that does make sense. I keep forgetting he was even out there, and it makes sense for them, honestly, because they're used to those hockey lines that he's talking about on the defensive line, and their defense didn't look fantastic against Dak and the Cowboys last night.
No, the Cowboys, like Dustin was saying, the Cowboys outplayed the Eagles, although Jalen Hurts did a good job, but I didn't step and watch the rest of the game, but dude, CeeDee Lamb, buddy. I mean, Dale, I know mistakes happen, but come on, man. That should have caught that one right there, right? Right at the end.
I didn't see the end of the game, Greg. Like you
No, I didn't
said.
see it either. I just saw the highlight. I had to go.
Oh,
look
I
at
didn't.
this.
I didn't watch a highlight. I just seen the score and that no one scored after, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, because
It was
once
4th and
that
3.
weather hit, I was like, all right, time to wind down and go to bed.
Right. It was
staying
4th and
up.
3. He threw a long bomb. It would have gotten him in good range. They had plenty of time left and literally hit him right in the chest, and CeeDee Lamb dropped it. So, yeah, it was a great game. There was no scoring after that game, which surprised the hell out of me because it was going back and forth. But after the delay, that's what the score was, 24-20, because it seemed like it was going to be like 47-48, one of these teams. It was just going back and forth.
Oh, T. Brookie, I don't think you did anything wrong, brother. Like, yeah, he was hyping his team. It's fine. And honestly, I'd like to have some more people on from opposing teams because, I'm going to go on some shows of opposing teams fans this year. And guess what? I'm going to be like, try to be a little impartial, but at the same point in time, I'm going to have to represent for you guys and be an irrational homer at times and say we're going to win.
No, Bill, when Bill was just throwing out numbers, I'm like, oh, my Lord.
Yeah,
hey.
Bill is really good and really good in general and the draft stuff. And I think if you're a fan of any team, you should be excited. Like, honestly, I don't think Cowboys fans were excited going into last night. I've seen Cowboys fans saying, like, this season's done. They're so pissed. I'm done with the Cowboys. When that game was close, they were all watching it, fucking wearing their Cowboys gear going, we're so fucking back. Jerry Jones is a genius. Because if they won that game without Micah, they'd have been like, oh, we beat the defending Super Bowl champ. And they're probably still today hype saying the fact that they kept it close against the defending Super Bowl champs, that maybe they're going to be okay. Dak Prescott looked pretty good. CeeDee Lamb, Javonte Williams with a couple touchdowns,
Yeah.
So football's fun.
And football's fun. I'm just happy to watch. Well, Dale, like I say, man, you got me to watching college football again. Like, honestly, Dale, I'll skim through college football here and there in the past, but you got me so excited with your draft stuff. I was glued to the Ohio State-Texas game. After that, I was glued to the LSU game because of Chop. And then the next day, Miami and Notre Dame. That was fun to watch too, man. So you got me glued back in, and I'm really just going to pay more close attention to some draft prospects.
Well, that was a ridiculous week for college football, to be fair. And I did write an article for Cincy Jungle about Oklahoma and Michigan. Yes. That's one of the better games this week. Tons of draft prospects. But last week, we were spoiled at college football. There were so many good games, so many good matchups, so many good draft prospects. Like, it's not going to be like that every week. But it's still fun, and there's still players. And when you follow the draft, there's always things to watch. And more football is always better, at least for me. So, but Antoine, let's hope the Chargers shock. No pun intended. I like that's pretty good. As a follower of two, dad jokes are the best. And they beat the Chiefs tonight. So who do you have in that game, Greg? Before we end this one? Chargers. I went with the Chargers in our preview earlier in the week over the Chiefs, but man, the Chiefs just find a way to win games.
The Chiefs are going to find a way to win. They're going to find a way to win. Man, Herbert, man, what do you see in Justin Herbert on his career right now? Remember how everybody said, "Oh, we should have taken Herbert over Burrow," but what do you see in Justin Herbert's career?
I mean, strong arm. He's tough. He can run the ball. When he's really good, he's really good. But then his lows are kind of low. And I think if you're asking him to just be like a game manager and play action because the running game is so good, he could actually really finally have that breakout season everyone's been talking about. But I think Amari Hampton's a really good running back. So I could see a world where the Chargers are better than people think. I said when Harbaugh got there, they're going to be better than people think, and I feel like they have been.
Yeah, no, they have. So you kind of just described Jay Bruce to Justin Herbert, because Jay Bruce for the Reds was really, really good. Then he was really, really bad. So that's a good way to explain Herbert right there, because, man, there's just like sometimes – but the old coach Herbert had, granted, he kept wanting to go for it on 4th and 3 so many times. And so I don't put too much blame on Herbert at times with the play calling going on. So we'll see how, like you said, we'll see how this goes, what Harbaugh's going to do with Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stick that the Chargers pull this out due to the running game, and maybe the Chiefs are in decline. But the Chiefs come out and look excellent with Mahomes. I mean, he's won multiple Super Bowls, went to the Super Bowl multiple times. It's not going to be surprising if the Chiefs look good. And then we'll just have to hear that slurp train, for at least a full week and a half or whatever till they play again with a Friday game. So,
Right.
But I'm excited. Football's back. We got NFL tonight. We got college football tomorrow. We've got NFL all day on Sunday with some great games, some NFL on Monday. I'm excited. I'm super ecstatic. It's going to be a great time. Greg, you hitting that dot bot for the people on a Friday?
You know what, man? So for all the money we raised, I think that's the least I could do. I have room here.
Yeah. Dot bot for the people.
By the way, funny story. So I texted Corey Dillon. He's not all for the head shape. He's like, don't do it, Savage. I'm like, too late, Corey. Too late. So,
I mean, you're going to look like a badass. Corey always sees you in a hat. He doesn't see that your hair is already halfway back your head.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm at a head start right now. I might as well beat myself. I might as well get to it quickly.
And you can just come on here like cigar in mouth and just fucking that beard, like let that beard just flow, shaved head, and just look like fucking badass, dude. And
yeah, I'm not shaving the beard.
Our female viewership is probably going to go through the roof, to be honest.
Yeah, it probably will. I'll probably get Taylor Swift telling Travis the wedding is off. I'm sorry.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
But, man, thank you all for tuning in. I am going to be hopping on with Ice at 5:30. So I got home from work, got a little workout in, did about, I'd say a little over half the dishes, ran out of time, had to get down here to start the show. Going to go do the other half of the dishes. Can't get anyone. Man, what's the point of having, that's going to sound sexist, but what's the point of having 3 women, as I go right into saying it? 3 women in your home if you still got to be the one doing all the dishes and all the fucking laundry and all the cleaning. And then you're another pussy. This is fucking ridiculous. Was that too far? Too true. It's always what I say. Is it too far or is it too true? I mean, good thing Marissa don't watch the show because it would be too far.
Well, I live on my own, so I have to do my own dishes and all that and stuff. So that's
bullshit. You eat out all the fucking time. You go to the parents' house for dinner. You fucking
whoa. I
guarantee you have no actual plate you eat off of.
Hold up. No.
There's no way I would be eating food off of and I would not be cooking and having all those. I'd be putting shit in the microwave on a paper plate.
Period. Whoa, hold the phone now. Hold the phone. I take this stuff out of the takeout and I put it on a plate, mister. And I also use a fork.
A regular plate?
Yes. You think I eat cake with my bare hands?
I mean, they sell forks that are plastic and you can throw them away.
But Dale, that costs money. Why would I buy plastic forks when I can just put them in my dishwasher?
I mean, yeah, but you probably got like 3 dishes. I'm talking like fucking shitload of dishes. I'm doing the dishes for 15 minutes. I got to go back to do the dishes for 15 more.
How many times do you use your dishwasher a week?
Greg, we don't have a dishwasher. I'm the dishwasher.
So
you have a dishwasher, you bougie bitch. Like,
how often do you think I use my dishwasher per week?
Maybe once.
That's true.
Yeah, like, oh my God. And all you do, I put stuff in the dish. Well, look at me. I'm fucking, Jesus Christ.
Which I would get a coffee mug. I drink rum and Coke in a glass. I have a
that would be, but you know how easy it would be for me to do my dishes in my rum and Coke, Greg? That would be so easy.
Okay, there. You got me.
And then I would do the rum and Coke dish, and then I would set it back out. And when I want to rum and Coke again, I just grab it and fucking pour more back in it.
Well, my dishwasher broke a while back, but it did. This is how lazy as shit I am. I would just leave dishes in the sink, and I'm like, okay. So,
I mean, it is what it is. You know, my bitch ass is going to get in there. I think Miley and Marissa are going to the high school football game, assuming it doesn't start raining, which it might. Yeah. At least Brian. He runs his daily. But Brian, you probably have other people in your household.
You probably do, man. You probably do. When you're a single guy like me, you don't have to use it once a week. I do laundry once or twice a week. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm fucked. You know, I've got 2 daughters, a wife, and my oldest daughter has a girlfriend. So my house is just always has a bunch of women here. And that's why I have shows. Miller Lights. Shout out Miller Lite. You can still sponsor my life. Yeah, 3 women and you see, bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh.
But thank y'all for tuning in. We love the women in our lives. That wasn't meant to be hating on women. Just saying. Like, they could do them. Like, they could do the dishes every now and then and help old dad out. You know, I'm going to work, trying to do a show, trying to write for Cincy Jungle, trying to do a lot of things here. You know, like, could you guys just also help me do the dishes a little? See, this is how I sound. This is how I really sound. I got to beg to play a game of Madden, like, on a Friday night. Like, Santori's heard it. Greg's heard it. It's like, could I please get on my TV and my Xbox? Could you, you know, and play one game of Madden with my friends?
Well, yeah.
No, fuck you! No, fuck you! How dare you ask that?
You know how Dale beats me in Madden? Dale doesn't even realize when he beats me in Madden.
I didn't remember. I know I may play you again tonight because when we played yesterday and I was sober, or 2 days ago, I didn't win.
Well, no, Dale. You're fairness.
When we played on Friday night and I was Rumdale won. And I did not remember winning. Didn't remember playing the game.
You kicked a field goal straight as an arrow going into overtime. No, Dale. No, you were sober, Dale. I barely beat you on the last second on a 2-point conversion. It's not like I was clobbering you.
Right.
So you and I are neck and neck.
It's
1-1. The series is 1-1.
Yeah, and then we had a game like where the whole thing just glitched out. You were about to win that one, to be fair. You'd be up 2-1 because you were getting the ball and you were up by 7 at halftime.
Well, I threw a lucky pass, and like it was a Jordan Battle move. One of your defenders made.
No, my guys just literally just did not play defense.
Tapped him on the back, Waddle on the back. I was just throwing a Hail Mary, and like the guy barely tapped Waddle, and I had Waddle just zoom in for a touchdown. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Thank y'all. We just keep talking and doing a show. Like,
no, Dale, we need to do a live Twitch because Dale, explain to the viewers how competitive I get. What?
No, Greg just cusses and yells at me all the time, and I'm just like chill. I'm like, oh, good play, bro. And he's like, fuck you. Oh, I hope you die, you piece of shit.
No, not you. Like, I'm cussing at the game, Dale, not you. I said, what the F, dude? Why, I'm cussing at the game. I'm not you at the game.
I'm just trying to chill, relax, being happy I'm allowed in my own living room on my own TV, playing my own Xbox every now and again, and Greg's just yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
Yeah, see, Greg doesn't need a drink. He's the one that you would think is the one here. I'm just chill. Like, I'm chill the whole time. I'm like, because I'm not. Like, when I'm drinking, I'm not even going to remember playing that game the next day.
Yeah, and you didn't even sound like you were drunk and all that. To be fair, you were like very locked in. You were chill, but you're like, literally the next day.
That's why they call me a professional, Greg, a professional drinker.
I was talking to Dale the next day, and Dale was like, "Oh, I beat you? Like, what the fuck?"
No, I was telling people, I was like, Santori beat my ass in Madden, and Greg beat my ass in Madden. I was like, but I had fun. And then Greg's like, you beat me. I was like, oh, I did. Good for me. Oh, yeah. Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
Good times. Fun times.
But we should do a live Twitch to see how I really am. We really should do. We should raise. That should be our next money raising for charity with Greg and Dale going at each other in Madden. We should, or me just losing my shit.
Someone's just going to clip the part where you said me and Dale going at each other, and it's going to sound really gay, Greg. Thanks fucking lot for saying that. People are going to think you just want to, me and you are just going to fuck each other live on a stream now. Why the fuck would you say that? I have a reputation to uphold here, buddy. This jungle's probably not even gonna let me fucking write for them now. You just fucking said we're just fucking like jackrabbits live on a stream. Fucking, what the fuck are we even doing here?
I'm sorry, Dan. Oh god, you almost cracked a rib there, Marty. But yeah, no, damn, it's always fun playing you and Matt, man.
Yeah, because you win, or if you lose, I don't remember beating you. So you win every time.
About? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
See, when I get like that, that's when you know I'm getting serious.
Like, what the fuck? What fucking kind of voice is that? Do the Kermit the Frog. Do the Pat Mahomes is playing tonight.
Okay,
Hey,
how about if I do Yoda and Kermit talking to each other?
go for it.
Okay, this is them coming. I agree. Hey, everybody, let's go kick Greg's ass. Hey, Yoda, let's kick Greg's ass. Kick Greg's ass, we will. Let's tie his ass up and spank him. All right. I got his ass tied right now. Let's spank him. Oh, my God. Oh, yes, that's very good, Kermit. I will spank him, too. Let's spank. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that's pretty good, Yoda. Okay, damn, I'm really lost.
I'm just going to let you keep going for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just remember, Jason Kelsey says you don't spit but swallow.
Yeah. That's true. Words of wisdom by Kelsey.
Yeah, I think we broke Greg. Like officially broke him.
I think we did too, man.
There's a lot going on. All right, I want to go on Jeff's show at 5:30. Hopefully he'll be on it this time because I seen yesterday he wasn't even on his own show for a while. So if you're watching that one, that was fun. CJ's inviting me on to be the only one on the screen. I'm going to be way too drunk for that. So I guess find out at 5:30. But we'll definitely be back on Monday with the show. And you never know, man. Sunday could be going on, and I could just be like, fuck it. Let's live stream I got a fucking TV in the garage now. Let's let Greg just fucking yell and stand up. And Greg probably has plans. He's a fucking very in-demand guy, to be fair. So, but I love y'all. Who Dey? Let's beat the